to the Greenland Quilter channel. I hope everybody is having a good Friday, and I hope that all of you will have an excellent weekend as well. Yeah. So when you come in, do the poll, number one. Why can't I hide it though? It's here in my face for some weird reason. Oh, there we go. All right, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit before I start to sew along, but I did manage to figure out how to scan from the book and get it big enough where you could see it on a printed out page. But this is what the layout of this block is going to look like, and it's called Star Crossover. And my goodness, it has a zillion pieces, but it's going to be fun putting it together. The biggest thing that I think everybody needs to watch out for is this part where you have this box going around. If you don't get everything lined up right, it'll be offset if you're not careful. But anyway, we're going to talk about that. It's at the ridge bend. Okay. Well, hopefully it's fixable and it didn't do any damage when you discovered it. Okay. So let's talk about this sew along for one thing. Hey, Jean. This is block number 14, and I was going through the calendar to see how many blocks I think we would have by December if I stay on the current schedule. And it looks like when I get to December, as soon as I find December, hang on a minute. It looks like we'll be on block number 24 if we stay on track with what I'm doing right now. Now, I know y'all recall I was talking about that I didn't know when I wanted to start discussing putting these blocks together in a quilt top, because well, I guess it's up to everybody else who's doing theirs what size they want theirs. But I had talked about that I would like to make mine I can't decide if I want to make this as a double queen or if I want to do a queen. If you do a double queen or double queen size, it's 87 by 87, but I'd want to add an extra row so it's a little bit longer than it is wide. And with the queen, it has 5 blocks across and 5 down, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, which would be 25 blocks. On the queen, it's 6 across, 6 down, which would be 36. I could fix it so that I have a double queen, but add another row, which would be 5 times 6, which would be 30 blocks. Now, having said that, in December, we will only have hit, I think I said, what number did I say it was again? Hang on a second. Sorry. The heat in this house is making me feel weird. By the 19th of December, we'll have 24 blocks. So that means I still need at least 6 more blocks to make this longer than it is wide if I go the double route. Okay, now, I think what I'm going to do is, because I started this in February, we started this on February the 7th. So yeah, same here, Robin. I'd rather do the rectangle. Okay, so I printed out the 2026 calendar for January and February. Now, it'll be a year having started it on February the 7th. Now, what I thought I would do is I'm going to try to carry this over. Let's see, we have 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So somewhere I got to cram. What I'll do is when we have some weeks where we have like, let me go find, I think it's September maybe, or no, October. In October, like right here, let's go to September 1st. September, we have Monday and Tuesday where we have 5 Mondays and Tuesdays. So what I could do is add an extra block here so that instead of doing 2 in September, we do 3. And it'll still be far enough apart that those who are sewing it has enough time to go from the 19th to the 29th of September. So I'm talking this out so y'all can hear me out. Okay, and then if you go to October, so that means I'll have an extra block in September. And then in October, we have Thursday and Friday with an extra Thursday and Friday here. And I could add another 1,000 block on the 31st. So we would have October 3rd, October 17th, and October 31st for another block. So that's an additional 2 there. And then when we go to November, let me see, there is, let me see here. We have no weeks where there's 5. Yeah. Well, no, I take that back. Saturday. On Saturdays, we have 5 Saturdays in November. So I could take that last week and last Saturday, which would be the 29th, and add another block to that. So that would give me 3 extra blocks there. And then when we get to December, I know that we're going to have holidays down here for Christmas, but I have that 12, it'll be my 3rd annual New Year's Eve live, which means I could probably knock out at least 2 more blocks then during the 12-hour live, and because what I'd like to do is if I can get them to the point of where I want them at. Now, no one else, like I said, everybody else, it's their choice how many blocks they want to make. But if I can get it to that point, then what I can do is spend January making the sashings and getting the blocks ready to sew together. So everybody who is also working on theirs has enough time to put, I'm not sure what layout everyone else is going to use. Maybe they're going to use the same layout I'm using because mine's going to be a little funky, which is what I wanted. And then I could spend all of January putting this together and have it ready for February 6th. I know I said it was a year on the 7th, but the 6th is on a Friday. Saturday's, or the 7th is on a Saturday. So maybe we could have the whole quilt top and everything done by February the 6th. So give that some thought for those of you who are doing the blocks with me. I'll try to get a written outline of what dates I'm going to add extra blocks, so those of you who are sewing the blocks can, make sure you're up to where you're at. Also, those of you who are doing it, if you can drop me a line either on the Greenland Quilter Facebook group, because I think there's 4 of you doing it, I believe. I'm not for sure. But anyway, those of you do it, either drop me a line in the Facebook group or send me an email at living.greenland2011@gmail.com and let me know if you plan on going all the way through as long as I'm going to go, or if you plan on making your quilt top shorter or smaller. And if you are going to make it smaller, let me know how many blocks, and then maybe we could plan for a little trunk show to show off your work. I mean, if you want to finish yours before I plan on finishing mine, that's okay. Not a problem. Robin says, I have the book. I need to get all the block info and start. If you need any help, Robin, let me know and I'll hop on board. We can hop in a private Zoom and I can walk you through it, especially if you get stuck on something, because the book really, really helps you learn a skill set on how to do these things. And it's not it gives you all the directions on what to cut, but that's about as far as it goes. So yeah. So I'm thinking that this is a great, because I wanted it to be a year-long endeavor. We really don't have to finish it until that first week in February. So I thought if we could get most of our blocks done, say by the end of December, maybe with 1 or 2 still needing to be done, which is okay. And we can spend January finishing our blocks, getting the sashings on them. If you're going to follow the same layout I'm going to do. If you're going to do a different layout, then you might want to get, however you plan on laying it out, get your sashings done. And that way we can start sewing these rows together and then have it ready by February the 6th. I will post some extra information in the Facebook group and on my community tab to remind you of what we talked about. And also those of you who just walked in, come back in later to do part of a replay and listen to what I'm talking about on this as well. Okay, so because I wanted to make sure, I know that y'all are waiting on me to say when I might think about stopping, and I'm not even, I want some there's two things I need feedback on. One is where you want your size of quilt top to be, and two, whether you want to continue on making more of these blocks out of this book, because it's really, out of everything we've been doing this year, I have really, really enjoyed doing this because it's helping me with my skill set. It's making me better at sewing. It's making me better at putting things together with very little written information. Because I'm a visual learner, that does help, and making pictures like this really helps. And you know, and I think that any newbie or new person who's starting out, this is a great way to build a skill set. None of this is going to be perfect. I mean, I have a couple up there. I can see what's wrong with them, but you won't see them, as you pointed out. And yeah, and I just want everybody to enjoy this whole so long, because I know it's been long doing it, but I had stated at the beginning of the year that I wanted it to be a slow burn, not a fast burn. And that's what we're doing. We're doing a slow burn with this right now. And it gives everybody a chance, those that decided to start in on it later after they start seeing, because some have joined in since this started, and because they're enjoying the blocks. And it gives everybody a chance to catch up. Even if they start now, they have enough time to catch up, and that's why I'm not speeding this along quickly, because that's not what I want to do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all this stuff here away, and we're going to talk about the pattern. And let me say hi to everybody in the chat, because I know I've been yucking for the last however long, and I haven't said hi to anyone. So hold on. Robin was first in the chat today. Congratulations. Hello, Sean. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Jean. And if I miss anybody, please forgive me, because I'm trying to see all this. Hey, Kristen, welcome, welcome. Hey, Jody. Hey, it's good to see you both in here today. Hey, Jess, welcome, welcome. Hey, Jess, you want to hop up on the live, or you want to sit back in the chat? It's up to you. I'm not going to twist your arm, but if you want to come join me, I'll send you a link. Hi, Judy Smith. Okay, did I miss anyone so far? I don't think so. Okay, let's talk about this block. This block is interesting. Okay, let me show you the original picture, because y'all saw this when we were voting on it. So here's what it looks like. Can everybody see it in the smaller camera? If not, let me know. I'll put it up here also on the other camera. Come on, focus. So this is what it looked like when I was posting it for the poll. And it's called the Star Crossover. It is by Diane Nagel from Pedal Car Quilts. She used Sophie from P&B Textiles, which I've never even heard of them. Okay, so what I did is I scanned the layout so you guys can see what the layout looks like. And it tells you here how to put these together. You notice there's no measurement, so you've got to make sure that when you're cutting, you're measuring and cutting, that you are really mindful of cutting it properly. Okay. Hey, Nancy, welcome, welcome. Hey, Sheila, welcome, welcome. I'm tired right now, just getting home from work. Oh, about to go take a nap. Okay, all right. Okay, so here is, and hopefully I won't lose anything off of here. I've already sewn two pieces together so that you can see what it's going to look like a little bit. But here is what it's going to look like. Now, it's not aligned because it's not sewn, so keep that in mind. So here's the two pieces that I have sewn together so far. That's what it looks like. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll be sewing this in sections. Let me show you. I'll be sewing these in quadrants. Oh, this is already sewn right here. So it'll be this quadrant, this one, down here, all across the bottom, each quadrant, and then I'll start sewing them in rows. So what do y'all, it'll start looking more like it should once I get them sewn together properly. Robin says she loves those colors. I wondered if y'all would like it because this is a little bit different than I usually do. Hey, Joyce, welcome, welcome. All right, so what I'm going to do first is let's get this book and everything off of my sewing table. And I'm going to put that up there where I can see it. Oh, and I wanted to mention something to you guys, and I know this is off topic, but I was watching someone's live today, and something he said really hit home and made a lot of sense. And this can be used in any part of your life. You can use it on your job. You can use it in your personal life. You can use it what we're doing, sewing and crafting. Use it for your YouTube. It's really great advice for anyone who's striving to do something. And this is what he said. He said that you should tell yourself, I'm not an expert. I'm not the best at what I do. I have a lot to learn. Be the person learning and growing with the community. I can make mistakes without consequences. That is so, I mean, when I heard it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that just hit me in such a way that I'm going to put this on my Facebook group because it makes sense. Okay, let's get started. All right, the first thing I'll do is sew this corner here because when I was putting these hourglasses together, I had a little bit of a something going on right here. So I want to make sure I'm gonna measure these first three pieces here first to make sure they're the same size as that half square triangle I made. If it's not, then it means that I need to trim the half square triangles just a little bit, but not much. I am going to show everybody how to make a half square triangle because I did put some aside. For those of you who are new and have never seen anyone do one, I'm going to do it the regular way. We're not using paper or doing 4 in a block or anything like that. We're just going to do it the way I first started learning to do it, which most newbies learn this way too. So let me move this out of the way and let's go ahead. I need to change feet on my machine so that we can do this. Put my foot at. Yeah, where did I put my foot? Not in there. Oh no, where did I put my sewing machine foot? Well, I don't know what I did with it. But I know me, I probably knocked it off. All right, I'm just going to use with what I got and just move the needle to the left so it does what it's supposed to do. Okay, so what I did is I drew 2 diagonal lines because we're going to be sewing on those diagonal lines here to make that because we're going to make 2 half square triangles from one of these. I'm not sure what happened to my sewing foot. I must have knocked it off or something. I'll find it later. If I start worrying about it now, nothing's going to get done. I'm just going to have trouble seeing what it is. Because that foot is an open toe foot and you can see things better. Let me see here. Let's do this. We'll move it back to the right. And then I can see where the needle goes. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to show you this one sample so you can see how most people do it the usual way. There's so many different ways to do half square triangles these days. And I've discovered that if it's 1 or 2 half square triangles, then I'll do it this way. But if I have 16, I will migrate to using paper. half square triangle paper because I really like the half square triangle paper. I don't have to do any measuring or any drawing of lines, nothing. And I can get a whole bunch of them done in half the time. Okay, so now I have both these diagonal lines drawn, and I'll show you on the back so you can see what it looks like. And this is what it looks like. Wow, you can't see it in the camera, can you? Let me try the other camera. Okay, see those diagonal lines? Now we're going to cut right down between these 2 1/4-inch seam allowances. All right, you just want to make sure that you're 1/4 inch away from the seams. You cut down the middle. And then all you have to do now to see what you fold it back. Most people will press it to the dark side. I always do open seams because I get better matching of seams. And this is what you get from, you get 2 of these from 2 squares that you sew face to face. That's it. Okay. All right, let's get on with it. Move this blade. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, since my board is too big, and this block looks kind of big, but it won't be by the time it's over. It'll be about 12.5 probably. I'm going to lay out 1 quadrant for right now, which will be the right corner. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew these 2 together, and then I'll sew this to this, and then I'm going to measure this to see if there's any discrepancy between my half square triangles. I just want to make sure they're not off. Hi, Denise. So let's go ahead and do this first. Sean, how was your day at work? I hope you had a good day today. Jody, I wanted to be where you were at today on that lake. I need to get my husband to buy us a dinghy where we can go out on the lake with it. But motorized boats are not allowed on the lake. Only kayaks and small little dinghy things are allowed on there, or canoes. Katie, that's why I make agendas. Do not make plans. Agendas are likely to change, so I don't get upset. Yep, I hear you. I knew if I set a date and then, well, you guys have been with me long enough that sometimes, well, you've seen me just drop a project, just suddenly don't do it. Probably because I got frustrated or something. I don't have a good explanation for why I do that. I just do it sometimes. And but I am so proud of myself. Here we are in August, and I haven't dropped any of my projects. None of them. I may not have them finished, you know, soon as maybe a lot of people would love to see them done, but remember at the beginning of the year, I made the comment that I didn't want to do any of this fast. And I called it a slow burn. That's what I wanted, because I felt like the year before I was rush, and I'd get, stressed out, and then I would just drop a project and just not even bother to do it. And this way, I'm taking my time. I know that I don't know if it's boring for people to take this long to do something, but if someone learns something while I'm doing it, that's great. And one thing about this, it does teach patience. Okay, now I am going to measure this after I get it pressed out anyway. All right. So now that we have this small little block, I want to measure it and see if it matches these half square triangles. That way I know whether I need to trim these down a little bit, because when I was cutting the squares for these, I gave it a little, like a, not even an eighth, like a little between the eighths mark, just in case I needed to, you know, if I had problems with it or something, I could trim down. And then it occurred to me, well, you know, when you do that, it might not be the same size as these triangles. So let's measure. So this block, I think that's interesting. Yep, it's the same size. Let me see what this is supposed to be. Yep, they match. So I don't have to trim them down after all. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is now we have 4 squares here. Okay. So I'm going to sew this one to the top of this, or to the side of this one. And then we're going to sew this one to the side of this one. And then we'll sew that into a square. Everybody with me so far? Robin says, yep, go girl, you do you. Did I miss anything up? Okay. All right. So what is everybody going to be working on this weekend? Or are you just going to chill out for the weekend? Man, tomorrow is going to be slamming because I have the live tomorrow with Sean and John from Guys Craft 2, sorry. And also Cotton Cuts is hosting a sew together tomorrow that starts at 9 a.m. Central Time. Someone else is doing a Zoom tomorrow too. I think it's Andy. Andy's either doing a Zoom tomorrow or it's Sunday. I don't know which day. And then there's all the live stuff down in between all of that. It's going to be one heck of a day tomorrow. Okay. One heck of a day. Ooh, almost got that pen. I had to guess on the poll, says Sherry. Hey, Sherry. Let me see where we are on that poll. For those that hasn't done the poll, I'll read it to you, and I will give you the answer right at the end. So what word means the same as perfunctory? And the options are, option 1 is aware, option 2 is hateful, option 3 is indifferent, and option 4 is conscientious. Conscientious. Oh my God, I just butchered that one. And so far, it's interesting when no one's voted on hateful, which I find interesting. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, right before the end of the live, I'll give you the answer. I was in the mood for putting up a weird word. And I've heard perfunctory before because some people use very big words. There was this one word that stuck in my brain for the longest of time. I'll think of it eventually. And when I do, you'll laugh when you hear it because it's a really long word. Okay, so we're doing this, and let me get this one pressed open, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next on this part. So, because basically what I'm going to do is be sewing quadrants until we get all the quadrants done. Then we'll start sewing them together in rows. This block has lots of moving parts. Okay, so now I have, uh-oh, that's wrong. Oh, it's just the way I was laying it out, sorry. Okay, so now you see I have 2 long rectangles. I'm going to sew this to this. I'm going to make an hourglass. Robin says she's going to be working on hexagons, and Sherry says she is too. I guess I should come over to the hexagons. Well, I don't want to do hexagons. Y'all should teach me how to do EPP with something besides a hexagon. I just think, uh-oh, I need to, well, that's too late. I can't do nothing about it now. Oops. Forgot to press the seam open. No. Get in your bed. 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 Get in your bed. I'm not going to reward you by giving me a hard time. I'll probably still be cutting fabric for a quilt. I'm ready to be done already. And you know, I'm with you. Sometimes I just, when you start cutting a lot of fabric, like I spent day before yesterday from 9 a.m. until 6:30, I think, cutting fabric for 5 different things. And by the time, and I'm using the portable table because we all know why I'm not in a sewing room. So that meant me bent over that portable table cutting fabric for that long. And let me tell you what, my back was killing me by the time it was over with. But I got everything I needed cut. I still have one more box to cut. But outside of that, I have everything done for the most part. So what I'm doing is I'm lining up the 2 center seams to make sure that they're parallel to each other. And this will make an hourglass block, basically. Or it should. Yep. Okay, and then we'll sew that together. Right. Let's get this done. Can y'all hear Discord going off on my live? If you do, I'll turn it off. Or if it's not bothering you, I'll leave it alone. I forgot to get off of Discord. Okay. All right, now we got this done. What I'm going to do now, after I finger press it open, so you can see what it looks like, I'm going to take it over to the iron and press it. And see, where it should be faced like this. Yep. Okay. So now I'm going to take it over to the iron and deal with it. Hey, Susan, how are you? Okay. Ooh, this is hot. All right. So now I have this done, this corner done. Okay. So what I'm going to do is sew the center here, and I have to be really careful about this part. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay it out here on the, where you can see it from the other camera. Okay. I know that looks like a hot mess. Okay, so we're going to sew these 2 together. A bit tired having to run in the house to take care of my husband, but hanging in there. But by that frayed thread, I take it your husband's still not, is your husband doing any better? Because I think he said he was sick or something, I think. I don't remember exactly, but I remember you mentioning it. It's hard keeping up with everybody's stuff. And you know what? A week from today, guess who's going to be home? Bar no weather, bad weather. So talk to Mother Nature, tell her to behave herself so my husband can come home. He is ready to come home, and I'm ready for him to come home. Okay, now what we're going to do, and I got to make sure this is turned right. This white needs to be, because it's going to be toward the center here. So I need to make, because we're making a square is what it's going to turn into be. So let's turn this to this, and then I'll pin it together. And then we'll do these square and a square on here. No, he's getting worse. He was diagnosed with cancer last month. I'm so sorry, sweetie. Big hugs for you. Lots of good prayers and thoughts your way. Cancer is turning out to be a monster of a problem for a lot of people these days. Okay, let's get this pin together. The only reason I'm not chain sewing this block is because there's so many moving parts that I really don't want to chain and then discover that I have to rip out half of it. It's better to leave it intact the way I have it, because then I know I haven't made a mistake, because there is lots of little pieces. Okay. Let's take them now. We're going to press this one open. And then we'll start sewing these half square or these half triangles onto this. Okay, but I'm gonna show it to you before I'll put it in the middle so you can see it before we start putting it together. And there you go. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put triangles all the way around. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the center and sew these two first, and then sew these two next. Just finished number 190 today. Wow, you did good today. Thank you. Appreciate it all. Yep. I wish there was more we could do to help you, Susan. I went through the cancer thing with my mother. You know, she even though it took her so fast, she didn't a lot of people, you know, when they start doing chemo and everything else, it really sucks the life out of them, basically. When she was doing chemo, you would have never known she was doing chemo because she wasn't sick with it. She just still couldn't talk, you know, at all. And I'm thankful that she didn't have to go through too much more than what she went through. I was always worried about people seeing all the bruises on her arms and legs because she was supposed to use a walker, because part of the where that tumor was sitting at, it not only did it impair her speech, but it impaired her getting up and down, and she would get up fast and fall on the floor. So she always had black and blue marks on her because she absolutely would not use the walker. Just making sure I have these laid out right. Rhonda says, I still have 6 saddles. I'll get more done. Yeah, you're on a roll. It won't be long and you'll have all that knocked out. You're over the halfway point now. Over the halfway point. Crazy, Robin. You'll be ready to sew them together. How long do you think, once you get all your hexagons done, then what do you do? I'm kind of don't know much about this sewing thing when it comes to hexagons. Get in your bed, Nora. Bed. Your chicken is not thawed out, I don't think. Mommy forgot to take it out this morning. Should have took fish out. It would have gotten thawed out faster. Okay. Now we're going to press this one open, and then I'm going to take this over the iron because I want to make sure it's nice and flat before I add the other two sides on. Only 6,000 left, she says. That is a whole lot. No. Right. All right. Okay, let me make sure I got this turned the right way. There we go. Yep. All right. Now it's easy to find the center of this one because we have that seam here, but I'm gonna have to find the center on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. And then we're gonna get all this sewn together. All right, so I found the seam there. Now I'm going to do the same thing, crease the seam here so that I can line things up. Hey, Teresa.
Hiya.
How was your day?
It's been okay.
Has it been
Cold.
cold? Uh-oh.
Oh, cold again.
Did it rain?
No, it's not really raining. It's just cloudy. It looks like it's going to rain, and it's just cold, cold.
When I woke up this morning around 7:30 and I went to the bathroom, looked out the kitchen window, the whole area was covered in fog and you couldn't see past the window. It was so
Oh,
thick.
geez.
It's like, wow. And then when I
Does
got up,
that,
go ahead.
does that do that very often?
It does when it's too warm.
Oh. Huh.
See, today it was 21 degrees Celsius, which is 63 degrees. So my house feels like it's 100 degrees right now. Get in your bed.
I have like 60 degrees outside, or it's about 65 maybe, and I'm cold.
Yeah,
And you're
I'm
hot. I don't get
yeah,
that.
I am burning up in here. I mean, I want to, yeah, never mind what I want to do. I want to be in less clothes than I'm in right this minute. Put it that way. And I actually have the front door open. But if I open windows, then it'll just let all the mosquitoes come flopping in. And I'm like, no thanks. We need to figure out how to put portable screens in where you can reach around and open the windows around it. Or either we just need to replace our windows for a different kind of window.
Yeah.
When I was in Denmark staying at a hotel and you open the windows to let the air in, there's no screens on those windows either.
Huh.
So it must be a European thing. I'm
Yeah,
waiting for someone to say, will you please take care of that dog?
you would think in communities where they have a lot of mosquitoes, and those little midges or whatever they call those over
Yeah,
in
the
Europe.
midges, the little tiny midge flies, which hurt when
Yeah.
you bite. They're worse than them. I'm not sure which is worse, the female mosquito biting you or the midge. The male mosquitoes don't bite for some strange reason.
Yeah, they don't.
But then females, they are evil.
Yeah, I've never been bitten by a midge, so I have no clue. And I actually would rather be bitten by a mosquito than a black fly.
Never been bitten by a black fly.
They're
Are they a
mean.
lot like a horsefly or a yellow jacket?
They're like a horsefly, only they're little teeny
Oh,
flies that bite.
I'm pretty sure.
They're even smaller than a house fly.
Oh, they're tiny like midges then. I don't even know.
And they hang up, they're like up in the woods. They're not around the house or anything, but they're up in the thickets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They love the huckleberry bushes.
I'll bet you they do. Do they, are they, do they feed on them? Feed on the bushes or something?
You know, I don't know, but they feed on whatever wildlife comes by.
Well,
I
yeah,
know
I mean,
that.
that's fair game. You know, when I've seen videos of I guess they call them caribou in Alaska, and we call them reindeer over here. When they're migrating from one place to the next, and you see the videos, and you can absolutely see the mosquitoes traveling with them, and I'm like, my God, how do the animals tolerate it?
Yeah,
Because
I don't know.
I can barely tolerate it as a human being, you know. This does not look right because I have it. Oh, that's the side one. Okay. It's just I don't have it laid out right. Okay. This is teasing me a little bit. Nora, no.
What's the matter, Nora?
He's like, Mommy's not going to give me no, you know what? And she heard you mention her name too. I'll be
You
right
tell her,
back.
Nora. You tell her. He's like, right now. Dang it. I've waited long enough.
I was trying to make sure the chicken had thawed out enough because I forgot to put it out this morning. And by the time I realized it, you know what time it was? It was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I hadn't put any of her food out to thaw out.
Oh,
But I just gave her enough that she should be occupied for a while and then want to go to sleep. Maybe.
maybe.
Or she'll continue to be annoying. Robin wants to know what you're working on, Teresa.
Nothing. Nothing yet.
Nothing.
I haven't felt very good today.
I
It's
know, and
like
I
a
got
Pepto-Bismol kind of day.
oh
My
boy,
belly.
stomach trouble, huh?
I have upset belly.
Did you eat too much of something yesterday?
I probably ate too much huckleberries.
Yeah, that might have be the problem. I'm not laughing at your problem, but sometimes we pay the penalty for our folly, you know?
Yeah.
I know the heat is getting to me. It's making me feel weird. Robin has laughing faces on the screen for your answer.
Uh,
Hi, Sylvia. I didn't see you slip in. Can I ask what a huckleberry is? This was Sylvia asking.
it's like a blueberry, only it's a little bit smaller and more tart, not as sweet. They are related. I actually looked it up yesterday after the live yesterday. They are related, but they're definitely not the same, you know. Um, yeah,
Any, any of
they
you who have channels can type exclamation selfie to share your channel too. Go ahead, Teresa. I'm sorry.
yeah, that's about all I have to say, I guess, about the huckle.
Sylvia says it sounds yummy.
Oh, and so depending on the size, like sometimes they'll grow almost like a large blueberry. and that makes picking them a lot easier, but most of the time they're, you know, quite a bit smaller than a blueberry. And I don't think I mentioned this yesterday, but I would say it takes me almost 6 hours to pick a gallon.
Wow.
So, you know, when you were talking about how much it costs, how much people are wanting to charge, if you consider how long it takes to pick them without ripping the plant apart, you know,
Mhm.
then I mean, you're not hardly making any money at all, you know. And Brandon is like very really slow at picking berries. So he doesn't pick near as many as I do, but it does help having him there. And
Yeah.
I don't know why, you know, when I pick berries, I wear my I have a leather belt, you know. I wear that, and then I have a bucket, a small bucket, and that has a handle, and I put it through my belt.
Yeah.
So the bucket is just hanging in front of me. And then I just walk along with two hands picking, you know, like I might hold the bush and then I'm picking the berries and, you know, before long I have a half a bucket. And but Brandon holds his bucket and
That
goes
takes more
around.
time. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. That would drive me crazy doing
Yeah,
that.
that slows him down.
Yeah. They do have these what they call a rake,
Yeah.
and it's like a little
It probably is
okay.
similar to what I see here for crowberries.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna s- I'm gonna say what do they call those things that men go to the bathroom in?
A urinal?
Yeah, okay. So it's got a handle, it's got a place for the berries, but instead of just the opening, it's got like a rake at the top. So you just go
Mm-hmm.
along and rake the bush. But I don't like using those because a
It
lot of times
stretches the
it'll
plant,
take off it'll well, it takes all the leaves for one thing, and then but it'll also take the green berries off.
which you don't want to happen.
Right, because I like to keep going back, you know, to my same spot.
Hey Joe, welcome, welcome. And if you want to share your channel, type exclamation selfie.
Hi, Joe.
I was in her live today. She made a
Oh,
cool scrap box. It was really cool.
I need to go back and watch.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting how she did it.
I was too sick to do anything this morning.
I
I
was
didn't do
watching it while
anything.
sitting on the bed.
I was sitting in the bathroom.
Yeah, that is a problem. Tomorrow is going to be interesting because I'm going to have both Ian and John on at the same time. We should have lots of fun tomorrow. At least I hope so.
Yeah,
It's been
what
a
are you
while.
guys working on?
Huh?
What are you guys working on tomorrow?
I think we're all just going to do a WIP. I'm going. What was I planning on working on? I was planning on working on. What was I planning to do? I didn't write down what I was going to do. I'll probably work on Star Climber because I'm sewing with Sean Sunday too, so I might as well put some hours in on that. It's either that or work on the Tulip Pink one of the two. I need to press this.
All right. I found a project.
All right.
Now, I think I got this at a yard sale.
Oh, did you?
It's not sewing.
Ah.
It is watercolor.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
And it is, I've had it for a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It's called the Sewing Bird.
Oh,
And it's a little bird sitting on a spool of thread.
that sounds cute. Here, let me spotlight so everybody can see it. Hold on.
All right. Here's a
All
picture
right,
of
there
it.
you go. Oh, that's super cute. That'll be fun to do.
Yeah.
Something
So,
different.
yeah. So it's super cute. I mean, it's kind of cool. They give you a little postcard, right? Little
Yep.
postcard that looks like it. So if you wanted to, you could just frame this because it's already done.
Yep.
And it comes with instructions.
Did it also come
And
with paint too?
yeah, comes with it came with paint. I don't know if the paint's any good. I don't know how old this is. Let's see. It just says let's make art. So that's the website, www.letsmakeart.com. Collections, kits. It's supposed to have brushes with it, but there was no brushes in this. But that's
Uh-oh.
all right. I have brushes, no big deal. Um,
I was about to say, I
so
hope
yeah,
you got some brushes.
so it came with two uh, watercolor cardstock
Mm-hmm.
papers. So if
Mm-hmm.
you mess up one, okay. I said it came with the instructions and it came with the paint and it's supposed to have brushes, but not. And then it comes with this template
Oh, so you can, cool.
and it comes with a piece of graphite
Mm-hmm.
paper,
So you can do
which
the tracing.
I just marked my paper all up with that. So that's not cool. Well, I'll do a practice one on this, I guess.
Yep.
All right, so you trace this bird on here. So I'll do that. And then I'll need to find some brushes and, oh, I probably need some water.
Yep.
I probably need a little spray thing of water. And what else?
Like a
Uh,
plan.
And maybe a little tray for my paint. Did anybody think of anything else I might need?
Maybe some paper towels in case you have an accident.
Oh, paper towels. Good, good, good.
Sounds like a plan. Um, Sylvia says, bear claw, I was used, never a use without damage. Regular blueberries I was picking, she said. And then Joe says, Mary, Sheila scissor hands. Y'all are funny.
Have you ever done watercolor?
Yes, actually, I have a couple of watercolor kits in the sewing room.
Oh,
They're a horse, but yeah, they're a horse. It's a horse kit, and I just haven't sat around. I even bought an easel to use to paint on it, and I never got around to painting them. I hope the paint is okay. I used to like it's like a paint by number kind of thing.
Yeah, I used to oil paint and acrylic paint, and I tried watercolors a little bit, but I haven't been real good
You know
at it.
what?
So,
You know what Lynette loves doing is doing pastels.
oh yeah,
She likes acrylic painting, but she also likes to paint with pastels, and sometimes she mixes the two. When she was a little kid, she would mix crayons with color pencils,
yeah,
and I've done that too because I like both medias when you're using them
yeah.
together. Here's the next part of this block. So now I'll add it to the board so you can see how we're coming along with this. So now we got this part done. See, it's starting to look like something. Can you see it? This is so weird, this part right here. It makes me think I did something wrong when I know I didn't. All right, so I'm just going to mosey on down to the corner now, and we're going to do the corner next. I just got to make sure I don't turn these triangles the wrong way because it does matter with this. All right, we got these on here now, and I'll set this back aside again. I realized that I didn't have any green in any of my blocks so far, and after I get this block done, I'm going to take the camera off the stand up here, show you how I hung all the blocks up so you can see them all. But they look like a stained glass because of that bright light coming from the windows.
Yeah.
So it's weird looking at them. I try to take a picture of them like that, and I posted the picture. Best picture in the world. You notice she still hasn't come back in here. She's still in there eating, I guess. She's having to work harder. She must have found it frozen a little bit. My mom's painting clipboards. Oh, cool. Hey, Chloe, how are you? Hey, Lori
Oh,
Colgan, welcome, welcome. Did anyone else sleep in? I didn't say hi to. Sheila's here. Hello.
hi,
Anyone else I
Chloe.
missed? If I missed you, I'm sorry. Oh, Melissa makes quilts in here. Hi. I
Hi,
missed her.
Melissa.
Hey, Mary G.
Hi,
I missed a
Lori.
few people, looks like.
Hi, Mary.
If
Hi,
y'all have a
Sherry.
channel, type exclamation selfie. Earlier, Jody and Kristen was in here. They must have Kevin might be doing a live right now. I don't know.
So I think one of my thoughts about this project was, this would make a really cute either embroidery
Mm-hmm.
project or even a collage.
Yeah, definitely with the claws part.
Yeah. Or
Would
um, what else?
you listed in what about FPP
Applique.
or
Applique.
applique? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That was the other one. I think it would be a really cute applique.
Yep.
And it would be really cute in your sewing room, right?
Yep. Definitely.
Because it's the sewing bird.
Yeah. Chloe
Okay,
says she's
so
doing well, working on cross-hatch quilting a small wall quilt. So your hands, are you hand sewing it or are you using your machine, Chloe? All right, I got to make sure this is turned the right way. We're down here at the bottom, which means this needs to be
okay.
turned like this.
I don't know how to prevent getting this graphite all over the place on your white
Yeah, I
paper.
know. I was wondering how you were going to keep that off of stuff
And
because
it
that's
doesn't
probably
really
messy.
erase.
Yep, it's very messy. And this half square triangle looks like it needs
I
to
should have
trim.
just drew it by hand, I guess.
Need to trim a half square triangle on it. That, for some weird reason, looks big. Right, I need to trim this down a little bit, just a little bit, just enough to make sure I don't have an overlap here. And you know what? I did a boo-boo on this one. I sewed this rectangle on the wrong side. Oops.
Hi, Danielle.
Hey, Danielle. Welcome, welcome.
Is there a special eraser to get graphite?
You know, I don't know the answer to that one. What did you get it on? Your cutting board?
No, on my my paper, my waterboard,
Oh, got you.
watercolor paper.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I wonder if you can do it, if you can do it with like a very, very damp, I mean, not wet, like hardly wet cloth, or if that would make it worse. Let me see if I can get this. That's a really good question.
Since this is my practice one, it doesn't matter so much. But if anybody out there in the chat, white gum, says Sherry. Oh, let's see. Let's try this. Okay, that white eraser doesn't work. Let's try this one. Nope.
Not gonna work.
It works kind of on the light ones, but on this dark one, it doesn't.
Graphite. Graphite's a little different than lead pencil, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's coming off a little bit. Let's see. This just says extra soft white. So I don't know if it's actually a gum eraser.
Yeah.
I think I have a gum one downstairs.
All right, I need to check this half square triangle. Right, the right way trimming. Well, according to this, it is 2.5. Oops, so it's not supposed to say that. Oops. Hi, Raina. How are you? White gum.
Here is a little.
How you doing, Melissa?
Water tray thing. Hi, Rena. Let's see.
Okay, let's get this one on. I need to pin these together, but let me make sure to check the sizes real quick. This one's right. And this one's right. Okay. We're going to have this ready to sew all together here directly. This is going to be a very interesting block, I think.
Now,
She says, like you use on typewriters. Oh, yeah. You know, the little eraser thing you could use?
Yeah.
Or whiteout became a thing?
Yeah. I don't have any of that.
Do they even make that anymore?
I don't know. You could probably get it in the art. I'm sure there's something in the art supply. I mean, they have just about anything nowadays, right?
Yeah. I keep forgetting to buy whiteout because sometimes I need it for something.
I loved it when they put the whiteout on a roll.
Yep.
That was my favorite.
I remember those days.
I thought that was the best new thing,
Yep.
along
Me
with
too.
Post-it notes.
Yep.
I was like, I wish I would have came up with Post-it notes.
Mm-hmm. You'd have been rich.
Yep.
And I actually use post-it notes all the time for different things. Like I did have one stuck on my laptop. It's not on there now. I must have knocked it off. Like, remember to do this. Well, Nikolai
Wipe
must have
the
sticking post-it notes on my kitchen cabinets.
Sherry says, wipe the graphite paper on a paper towel. It will make the paper less messy. Okay. Oh, okay. I'll try that before I do the non-practice one.
Okay, let me press these and then we'll sew these together.
But I'm kind of thinking I might want to do this bird like an applique. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, it would.
And then it would really fit in with the sewing room, right?
Yep. Okay.
Oh, I had typing class too. In fact, when I went to one of my college classes was typing and speed typing and calculator. I was really good at the calculator. And I was pretty good with the typewriter. I think I got to like 45, 50 words per minute, something like that. But I can't remember the calculator one, but I was like super fast. That was a
Oh,
fun class because it was kind of like those are like no brainers, really, you know.
I was
It's
good at
just eye hand coordination stuff.
Yep. I remember when I went to my first IRC party and I told them I needed to send a text or an email home saying I got up there all right. And they're standing around and they're watching me typing and I'm like, why is everybody watching me? And all of them sound like parrots. We have never seen anyone not look at a keyboard and type as fast as you just did that email. And I'm like, it's no big deal. But we've never seen no one do that before. How long you been typing? Oh, since I was 13. I don't even think about it when I'm doing it. Now this thing here.
Yeah, when I learned,
I
learned on
hate.
a regular typewriter, you know.
Yeah, same. Well, I started out on a manual because that first
Yeah,
typing class had the manuals, and you got to really get power in your hands for that. And then when they switched
yeah,
everything over to the first set of IBMs, I was like, oh, I'm in heaven.
yeah, the electric. Those were
Yep.
great,
Yeah.
especially
Then
the back key
yep.
if you
Like
made a mistake.
yep. No more hitting the thing up on the thing.
Yeah.
But this is a mechanical keyboard and it aggravates the snot out of me because I'm always accidentally there's some keys over here on the left side that I constantly catch my little finger on, and then it'll do stupid things to my laptop.
Um, Joe wants to know how my horse is coming along. Uh, Joe, I haven't worked on it for about a week and a half or so.
It has
But
stalled,
yeah, I stalled on it.
but it's okay. It'll be there when
Yeah.
you're ready.
So I'm going to be artistic with this bird.
I'm so worried I'm gonna hit one of my little punk things, and then nothing's going to get done.
Melissa says she's doing well. I've been gone at an all-day volleyball jamboree, but now it's time to quilt.
Man, I bet that was
Awesome.
a hot day.
I played volleyball in school too. I liked volleyball.
Raina says she loves using Post-its for stacking pieces for layouts.
Yeah.
You missed earlier when I was talking about how, what I've been doing this year. Do you know that I haven't dropped any of my projects this year?
Wow. Good.
None of them. Remember last year I was dropping them left and right. And
Yeah,
I hope
I'm doing
that's
that
why
this year.
yeah,
Things.
I'm so concerned that September, October roll around and it'll be like, I really don't want to do any of this. But this idea of doing a slow burn seems to have helped a lot. Just taking my time getting stuff done instead of trying to hurry up and get it done kind of thing. Although I need to pick up the pace for that Tula Pink quilt top. I'm taking too long.
Rena said, I learned to type almost 60 years ago, and at one time I could type around 90 words per minute. Wow.
Yep.
That's great.
I probably can still type as fast as I can if I was on a regular keyboard, not this little short thing. This little short thing annoys me.
I can still type pretty fast, but there might be a few errors.
Yep. We've got so used to hit the backspace to clear it instead of just paying it,
I actually typed more on a keyboard, I think, through my life than I have a regular. I was never really a secretary. I just had to take that in college.
My problem was is
Well,
that the high school didn't offer anything but business classes, so that's what I took because where I
yeah.
really wanted to be was taking stuff that related to growing plants and not the edible kind either, the ornamentals. And there was no such thing at the school. And then when the college rolled around and I discovered the landscape design program, I'm like, oh my God, this is right up my alley.
Joe says she types like a chicken. That's my husband, but he types pretty fast with 2 fingers. I'm surprised how fast he types with 2 fingers.
So he probably does pretty good on his phone then.
He doesn't have a phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. He probably thinks it's nothing but a leash.
Yeah, well, we don't have cell phone service here, so there's there's really no point. And he wouldn't use it enough to need it anyway. But when we lived in Oregon and I still worked, I got him a phone, but it was a flip phone, and it didn't have any tech stuff on it. He didn't want to do any of that stuff. So it was just so I could get a hold of him if I needed to.
Yep.
And he had that phone for quite a while. But he's never had an iPhone or Apple or Samsung, any of that stuff.
Yeah.
He has used mine a couple of times, but every time he needs to use it, I have to write the instructions down again for him. Like to make a phone call, push here. I mean, to turn the phone on, push here from the very beginning. I have to write out every bit of the instructions just for him to make a phone call. So, but you know, I think if he did it all the time, it would be fine. He's on his laptop computer all the time, so
Well, he's probably like, when cell phones started coming out, you know, I didn't I didn't jump on that bandwagon. It took a lot of coaxing from my kids to get me to do it because I think cell phones had been affordable for like 5 years and I still didn't have one because I kept telling them, why do I need a cell phone when I have a landline? I mean, if anyone wants to get a
right,
hold of me, call home and leave a
right,
voicemail,
right.
And so
Yeah,
now it's like I tell Nikolai this all the time. I said, you know what? These are like leashes. That's all they are.
yeah, they are. And I've had one ever since I came out with it. My first one was a satellite phone.
Oh my God, how did
And
you afford one of
but
those?
my job had to get a hold of me, you know, because
Oh, got you.
I was a network administrator, and
Hmm.
so I had a pager and a satellite phone.
Um,
That's what I started out with.
Sylvia says she worked switchboards for her first job. Sylvia says I hunt and peck on
Oh,
typing. Joe says she types like a chicken. Sylvia says I was the only female in there inside of what? Oh,
uh,
the thing
renting.
she went to.
Yeah,
And Joe says Brandon is old school.
yeah. Well,
Hmm.
he is 75 years old. So.
Some of us don't see the fascination.
But you know, Donna's husband, Joe, he's 75 and he's really tech savvy, you know.
Yeah.
So I just think it's what you're interested in. Brandon's just not interested in it.
Okay, I gotta make sure I turn this the right way. So this has got to go this
All right, you
direction.
need to go get some water.
Uh-oh, and I still have this turned the wrong way. Okay, see you
I'll
when
be
you get
right
back.
back.
I'm sitting here talking out loud, making sure I turn this block the right way. Blue, blue, white's up here. Yep, so I need to sew this on this side. This block is coming along, y'all. Won't be long and we'll have all of it ready for sewing together, but I'll show it to you when I get ready to do that. And then we will sew it where I end up with 3 rows to sew. Yeah, 3 rows to sew together, and then we'll get the whole block together. And then I'm gonna pin it up there, and then we're gonna turn the camera around so you can see all these blocks. That way you get an idea of how scrappy it's really getting now, because it's definitely getting scrappy now. It's probably gonna look a little bit like chaos. Sherry, are you feeling better? I know you were tired and stuff. Okay. All right. Now we're going to put that back in there and make sure it's where it's supposed to be. And look at the camera. And yep, that's what it looks like the picture. So all right, pin this. IT. If you haven't shared your channel, type exclamation selfie and share your channel so people can come over there. I've been watching a couple videos that talks about those of us who are creators. And there was quite a bit of between what Kevin said yesterday. Not, I don't know if it was last night he had the live or the night before. I can't remember. There was was some pretty interesting stuff discussed that us small channels can do to help ourselves a little bit. And part of it's sharing each other's channels and going over and watching a video and liking it and commenting on it. That helps, even if it's just one video you go watch. All right, we got two sides on here now. Sew those on.
I have to go downstairs and get some paper towels.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I got some Kleenex out of there.
The paper towels might work better.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I don't have a jar up here for water.
Yeah. Go get what you need.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, go get what you need.
Oh, I did. I found the jar.
Switchboard was just for national park I worked in just during emergency. I worked as an educator normally. What kind of educator were you? Melissa, gonna watch your Sew Sampler. They are fun. I need to go over and see Melissa's videos too. Share your, Melissa, share your channel. Type exclamation selfie. Go press this. Okay, so this is going to be on this side and this side. Okay, got it. I'm 2 subscribers from 500. Well, we need to push you over the edge then. Yay, thanks, Joe. Melissa says I'm 2 subscribers away. She types, okay, let me go see if I don't know if I'm subscribed, but let me go look real quick since we're talking about this. No, I am not. Now I am. You just got another subscription, Melissa.
Okay.
I didn't know you. I thought I had some. Yeah, I'm behind the times.
I'm back.
Melissa says she's 2 away from 500 subs.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
She's doing good.
Park ranger, I worked with all the visitors who entered the. Oh, that sounds like a cool job.
Rena, I didn't know you had a channel. She says I was. Oh, gotcha. Never mind. Duh. Yay! Joe says 500.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just sub to her. I didn't know I wasn't sub to her. Thought I caught everybody already. I always get sidetracked. Now it's 501. Thank you so much, she says. You're welcome.
Let me see if I'm subscribed. I think I am, but
Yeah, she posted her channel in the chat.
yeah.
I thought I was too, but apparently I wasn't.
Yeah, I am already. Yep.
Well, now you've got 501 subs. That's awesome.
Yeah, 501.
I'm getting really close to another milestone on my channel, but not the way you think. Anyone want to guess without, please don't go look. Anyone want to guess where I am on the number of videos I now have on my channel? Don't go look because that's cheating. Take a guess.
481.
Did you already look?
No, I'm just guessing.
Hang on, because last time I looked, it was where you said. Let me go see where it is now. Because I haven't looked lately. Why is this giving me a hard time?
Okay, I need some.
Oh, because I'm clicking on the wrong thing. That's why. Oops. Go away.
All right, here's my brushes. Let's see, what do I need for this? I need
Oh, I'm really close. Oh my God. Who wants to guess how many videos I have on my channel right now? It'll be my first milestone relating to videos too. No, Robin is the closest. Yeah, I'm 6 away from 500 videos. And I'll get a thing in the mail saying, you have hit a milestone because you have 500 videos. And I'm like, how do I?
well, I was fairly
You were
close.
very close, yeah. Because last time I looked, it was at 481 or something.
Maybe that's what I remember.
Yeah, so it's close.
My
I'm gonna
brain
be,
must have remembered that.
yeah, probably because we were talking about it before that I
Yeah.
was nearing a new milestone
Okay, let's see.
because I haven't hit one in a long while now. I've been kind of on a plateau with everything else.
All right, now I have to see if this paint is any good.
Hi, Jamie. I was sitting here trying to think of your name, and I'm like, I know who this is. Dadgummit. She said 499.
Oh,
Close too.
really close too.
So maybe next week I'll hit that 500 mark, huh? I was thinking I wouldn't hit until like September, maybe. I have some pre-records I'm working on right now, and I definitely think that would definitely push them over if I hurry up and got them done. But that takes time to do pre-records, especially the way I'm doing them. Okay, that one looks good. Now we need to find the middle of this. Jean says 498. Yeah, I'm 6 away from the 500 mark. If you go to your about page, Jamie, it'll tell you how many you have. It's right there for the whole world to see. Someone that I can't remember who it is, but someone that has a channel that also follows all of us, but she's not monetized yet. But she has over 1,500 videos on her channel, but she's not monetized. I'm like, how can you have that many videos and not be monetized?
Right.
You would think she'd be monetized because she has so many videos. But I don't remember who it was. It was someone. I'm like, girl. And I saw somebody else was getting closer to their 1,000 mark too. I'm trying to remember who it was, but because they haven't. I
I
think
don't know how many I have, but it's not nearly as many as you.
I've been on a stall. You have like, don't you have close to 3,000 or something?
Subscribers?
Yeah.
I have almost 5,000.
Oh, so yeah, you're above me. That's what I thought. I don't have no 5,000 subscribers.
I think, how many you have now?
4,000. Let me look. 4,200 and something, I think. Hang on a
Oh,
second.
we're close. I think
Yeah,
I'm four. I think I'm 4,500
yes,
and
yeah.
something.
Mine's 4,262 right now.
But mine kind of stalled. So,
Mine's been stalled too, so Joy.
but that's okay. You know, I just
Yep,
want people there that want to be there. You know.
yeah. I'm not so. I'm starting to get a better understanding of a lot of the analytics now, and I think it's more important that we work on just making our channel strong by having viewers and things
Hmm.
like that, not worry so much about subs, because in the long run, it's not the subs that really count, it's the amount of people watching your stuff and viewing it that makes it strong. Because I know when I went to QuiltCon and I didn't make any videos before I left, that was the biggest mistake of all time, let me tell you. Because my channel dropped big, not the, I didn't lose subscribers or nothing, but I lost a lot of watch hours because of it. Because I wasn't doing any lives or anything. I think I went live once while I was gone, maybe, and that was from Christine's house. So when I get ready to go to the United States this next go around, I'm going to make sure I have a plan.
Yeah.
If nothing
Have
else,
some.
put a bunch of Greenland pre-records up. I'll be right back. I need
Right.
to do a bio break. Be right back. Need to go shoo shoo.
I didn't do a very good circle for the eyeball, but good enough for my first try of watercolor bird. Okay. So I got the eyeball.
Teresa, I'm going to go get the dog. I'll be right back.
Okay. Let that dry before I move on to the next step. Probably would be a good thing to have like a hair dryer. I still think I want to do this in applique. I think that would be fun. Or even the collage would be fun too. Okay, that's probably dry. All right. So, what are you guys working on out there? Exactly, Joe says, I would rather have less subs, the ones that are going to actually watch. Do you get credit? We'll have to ask Katie when she gets back. But I think you have to have a lot of views on the shorts in order to get anything off of them. Like, I don't even know the number, but a lot.
Uh-oh. You know what I just
Oh,
realized? I
hey,
don't
you
have,
Jamie, how's it going?
she said she got the June Taylor 14-inch project bag finished. It was in the sew sampler box.
Oh, you did? Well, I haven't even started it.
Denise, yes, I do, but I suck at doing shorts.
Yeah, shorts, you need millions of views. Yeah.
Yeah, and now I have, if you go look at my channel when you have a chance, go look at my shorts. Some of them have 3,000, 1,000, 2,000, but none of them have like 100,000. None of them, which means, you know, we're not doing anything. Not in the grander scheme of things, anyway.
Oh, Jamie says she got a wild hair. I see.
A wild hair, eh? All right.
Yeah, we were gonna do that June Taylor project bag.
Okay. I have one more corner
Okay.
to. Sorry. Yeah. Let me hang on. Spotlight you.
It's a 14-inch project bag. We got it in the sew sampler box. So that's what Jamie's talking about.
Okay, got you. I actually have a pattern from Sew Sampler from an earlier box.
I got the one for the taupe kit. And you could use the little charm squares,
Mm-hmm.
or you could cut up a charm pack.
That might be the one I have. We'll have to compare notes on the pattern because I definitely know I have one because I was going through the book the other day looking for a specific pattern. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I'm about to goof something up if I'm not careful. Oh, come
Joe
on.
said she made 5 cents off of one of her shorts.
Yeah, I haven't looked to see if I've even made any money off my shorts. Probably not. I'm, I haven't concentrated on it, to be honest, because let's be frank here. You know, they're offering us creators to do lives using a vertical so you can get extra things by doing that. But I can't bring myself to do a sewing live using a vertical that takes away from the bigger, the bigger part of the screen because a lot of people want to see what you're doing. And if you turn that thing to the narrow side, you're not going to see anything. Not good enough anyway. Put it that way. And that's my little rant on that. So that's why I haven't even tried going live with a vertical. I don't even know that a laptop can do a vertical. Do you think it could, Teresa?
I don't know. I've never
I mean,
tried.
most people do verticals using their phones,
Yeah.
which is what a short is. Let me see here. Jamie says you get pennies for shorts. And then Sylvia says, my mom and me made a quilt a couple years ago, and now I'm hand quilting it. My mom worked on hand quilting it too. Oh, that's cool, Sylvia. Denise says she has severe nerve pain, so her attention span is short. If it doesn't demonstrate something she wants to do or like, she won't watch a long. She won't watch a long play. I watch long plays. I don't watch shorts. Barely watch shorts. Sometimes something will catch my eye and I'll watch it, but then I'm off of it. Um, I have a short that made a 5 cents. And then Sylvia says, that's funny, Joe. Do you have to claim it? And then Jamie says, I've made 90 cents on mine that had 5.9K. I'll have to look and see what if I've made anything off of mine. I don't know. I haven't really concentrated on shorts.
I don't think I've made one.
I've only had like I might have about 25 or 30 of them. And most of them has been like when it's been snowing outside, or you know what got over 3,000 watches? You remember me telling you that I got snowed in where I couldn't get to the road because the snowplow started piling up the snow again when they're not supposed to be piling it up there in front of our house.
Yeah.
And I can't climb over a mountain of snow. I'll just sink in it and then there's no one to help me get out of it. So anyway,
Right.
I called the technic department and talked to someone who could talk in English with me. I said, you know, there was an agreement made between us and the snowplow people that they would not pile snow up in front of my house because I have a physical, I don't want to use the word handicap, but that's what they're calling it. And so I cannot climb over a mountain of snow. He says, well, we changed contractors. So what has happened? And I told him, he's like, oh, I'll come over tomorrow and see what I can do. He didn't come over the next day. Next thing I know, there is a cherry. It's not a cherry picker. What the heck is it called? Not a front end loader either, but it's got that long arm on it with the bucket at the end. So they're digging this pile of snow out between our house and the house next to us, and they were going from the road down, and there was two dump trucks, and they were piling the snow up, and then a front end loader was also there, and the front end loader was picking up the snow and putting it into the dump truck, and then dump truck was hauling it off. So I videoed that thing, and all I titled it was, sometimes you just have to light a fire. That's all I said. And it blew up. And then we have one where it's blowing up rock, and that one got quite a few views. And I'm like, people really like watching blowing up rocks. It's so funny. Who'd have thought that rock blowing was a thing? But apparently it is. I need to check these blocks too, man. These have square triangles.
Well, Joe, all those nickels will add up, you know.
Yep, they will. You just got to be patient.
Yeah, I think YouTube won't send you any money until you hit a total of $100 or something like that.
Yes, whatever you have your limit set to. Mine started out being set at $70, but I upped it because I'm saving up for something. So I won't get paid for a long while. $0.90 is actually good, yeah.
I say claim everything you can. You might as well make the interest on it instead of that.
Oh, you have a point there. You need to turn on your thing so we can give you super chats.
I don't want to deal with the tax stuff and all that crap.
Oh, is the tax pretty painful?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't made enough yet to deal with that yet.
I'm not saying I would, but I just don't.
Small potatoes right now.
Yeah, I just don't want to go there.
I don't know that it'll ever not be small potatoes, and that's okay. I never set out to try to make money off of this.
Yeah, me neither.
But if I'm going to get money, that's fine. But, you know,
Right.
But it's not the reason for doing it. Because really, technically, the only way you're going to make money at it is if you have over 100,000 subscribers and stuff. Then you might make money. Us little people, yeah, no.
No, Jamie, I never monetized my channel. So even though I could have, you know, a couple of years ago now, I just never did it.
It's like, she doesn't have super chat, so we can't super chat her.
Yeah. Well, you know, YouTube takes like close to 40% of a super chat.
Mm.
Is that Jennifer? Hi, Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Okay, let's see. What color next? Here's my black, blue, yellow.
All right. We're getting closer to getting ready to put all these blocks together. As long as I don't have to do any more ripping out. Uh-oh, what we got stuck here for? Mm. I can't believe it's already a week's gone by again. Oh, by the way, all of you guys who live in the northern United States, there's 15 states, I think, involved in this. Make sure you go out after later in the evening, like midnight your time, and look in the sky and see if you see northern lights, because more CMEs have been hitting the atmosphere today. A lot of it, actually.
Oh.
There's a thing posted up. I also have an app on my phone, and it says there will be northern lights tonight in such and such places, and the northern United States is in that range. So
I wonder if I'm in the.
You're in the
I'll
north,
have to go
so
look.
yeah, you'll need to look, because Idaho does get northern lights, and I know that because I watch Good Simple Living, and they have an outdoor cam that stays on during the night too. And when she's uh posting new videos, she'll have some of that on or on the video where she's having them there. So, and tonight is supposed to be one of those nights if it's not cloudy. You won't see nothing if it's cloudy. I'm going to check because we're going to be dark for about 3 hours. Really dark, dark, not the twilight. If it's twilight, I can't see northern lights at all. But when I was outside last night taking Nora for her last little run, which was about 3:30 this morning, I think, it was really dark outside. All right, let's get this one sewn, and then I'm gonna show it all to you, and then we'll start putting it together. All right, got this one. Okay. Check it, make sure everything looks okay. Now I'm gonna take it over and press it. What is on here? Okay. All right, we're almost there. Oh, this thing is hot. It's gonna look a little cracked apart, but when it sews together, you'll see that block coming together. So now all I have left to do here is sew these three together, wait, no, we're gonna do it the other way. Finish sewing this one together, sew these three together, and then these three together, and then we can sew them all into one block. All right. Thank you, Robin.
I just don't think I'm very good at watercolor.
Mary says pretty block. Are you saying you're not good at it, or you are?
I'm not.
Maybe you should practice on the practice piece first.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Probably been a while, so you got to do muscle memory. You know what I mean?
Yeah, except for I've never really watercolored before, so.
Oh, got you.
Totally different beast than oils.
Yeah, that it is. I'm trying to remember the last time I actually did watercolors. It's been a while. We used to get to do them when we were in art class in high school, but watercolor painting is almost similar to what you do on greenware and bisqueware of ceramics. It's similar in nature.
Yeah.
And depending on how heavy-handed or light-handed you are. Wait, I'm thinking for a minute. Let's see what happens. I know if you put too much paint on the brush when you're painting on bisque, you can make it turn into cake, or it'll be like too thick, and it can actually break off when it's in the kiln. And with bisque, you can really make a mess if you're not doing it right. I like dry brushing because you can make that effect without ever using water to mix with the paint itself. Of course. Am I going to leave this, or do I need to fix it? Let's leave it for right now. We'll see. Let me see here. Which block is this one? Asked Raina. It's called Star Crossover. It's we're on our 14th block. And hang on, I'll tell you where to find it in the book. Do you have the book, Raina? Robin says, I did 198 did dishes. I made it to 200 and my thumbs are revolting, so I'm done for the day. I can imagine it makes your hands sore. All that needle going on. Raina says she likes doing the wood stains on her ceramics. I'm gonna have to show you my cookie jar. I'll go get it in a minute. Because I made
see what I got. See what I got so far.
Sure.
No, I don't look too bad, I guess.
On spotlight me. Oh, you're coming along with it. It's not as bad as you thought. Yeah, it looks great. I like how you're using that yellow and orange, making it dark in spots. That looks great.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Shading, you know.
Yeah, that's why I was talking about the shading part. It looks good.
Thank
Hang
you.
on, I'll show you my cookie jar. It looks like a butter. It's like an old timey wood butter churn.
Oh wow.
You know how old this is?
Uh,
I guess I didn't bother to put a date on it. I guess I didn't think of it at the time. But I did this in 1983, maybe?
wow.
But it was fun doing it. And I started out in greenware. So I put all this part of the flower part I did on greenware. And then I think I also did the black bands. Yeah, I did the black bands on the greenware, but then this other part was a different type of paint I used for the bisque, and then it was fired again. Anyway, here it is.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. Okay, I need a leader.
I don't think I told you, but they're doing Elk City Days this weekend
Are they?
here. Yeah.
So what does that mean exactly?
Well, you know, it's kind of like a celebration of the town, and
Cool.
they have a couple of parades. Tonight is the kiddie parade. So that's all the kids do their own little parade. And then tomorrow at 11 is the regular parade. And for
Do they
the
have like
adults,
a festival where you can go and buy things or things
yeah.
like
So vendors come in and they set up and you can buy stuff. And then they have, um, this is a old logging community, logging
mm-hmm.
town. So they have games and logging games. So, and believe it or not, there are women who participate in those.
That they are.
A few, you know, because especially nowadays, we have the Forest Service is pretty active out here.
mm-hmm.
And so there's, you know, quite a few ladies with the Forest Service and
Yeah.
men. So, so they'll have a chainsaw uh, competition. They throw an axe
Oh, that sounds like
to
fun.
hit the bullseye. That's one of the things. And then the town people, if we have enough young people to help,
Mm-hmm.
they they challenge the Forest Service employees who can split a bunch of logs, cut and split and stack until they get a cord of wood.
Oh, that
And
sounds
then
like fun.
yeah, and then they auction those off, and then the money goes to something in the town. I don't know what. But
That sounds
like
so
the
cool.
fire department or maybe the ambulance service, you know, because everything here is volunteer.
Yeah, that sounds like a
So
lot of fun.
yeah, they'll have a lot of things tomorrow. And I can sit out here on my deck and watch from home. I can see everything from.
Oh, that's awesome. Brina says, I did most of mine in the 80s, prepped my greenware. Also, love your cookie jar, Katie. I still have a few pieces that I made with stains. Yeah, I think that's a stain that I used that wood that made it look woody like that. My favorite thing was just painting on greenware. I loved painting on greenware. There's just something about it. But my first husband, when I got married to him, he was complaining all the time about my ceramics, so I stopped painting.
This is
There's,
what I made, Katie.
oh, wait a minute. Let me spotlight it. Oh, hang on. I gotta get this so everybody can see.
Okay.
Come on, laptop corporate. Okay, now show it to us.
So I did that kind of thing too, but this is all I have left of my
Is that
set.
porcelain or regular ceramic?
Oh God,
Because I painted on both. Porcelain's more expensive to paint on, but that looks porcelain to me.
yeah, I think it is
Sounds
porcelain.
like porcelain too.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Look at you.
So I did this back in the 80s sometimes too, but I made a lamp and a vase and this, and I don't know what happened to the lamp and vase.
Yeah,
I think they went in the yard sale, but I wanted to keep at least one thing from it, and this
yep.
was small enough, so that's all I have left from that.
That is gorgeous.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
I enjoyed the heck out of painting.
Yeah. Seems like when I was younger like that, I went to a lot more arts and crafts classes, you know.
Yeah. The ceramic shop that we were painting in, she had classes, and then me and it was both me and my middle sister, and we became a fixture because we were in there 2 days a week painting because we loved it so much.
And I do have a sculpture that I did when I was, I want to say 14.
Oh wow.
Um, it's a bust, and it was
Did
in
that
the school hallway for all year. I got an award.
wow.
You want to see it?
Sure.
It's really ugly.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I've had it since I was 14.
Wait, which way did I make that go?
So it's a head of a man, and I turned it into a penny bank. And I don't remember who the guy is. Could be George Washington, maybe.
Hey, that looks really cool. You have talent.
This is the
Wow.
only ceramic face or, clay face I've ever made. See, there's the hole.
Yeah,
He has fallen over a few times.
that
And
happens.
yeah, I can't remember who he is, but I remember
Was he a
picking the pit,
teacher, maybe?
huh?
Maybe he was a teacher?
No, he was in a magazine, and I
Oh,
wanted something that had a whole bunch of wrinkles and, you know, character to his face. And, you know, just looking at it, it kind of looks like George Washington. So it's somebody from like that time era, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's very,
And the hole, he's got a hole in his head right there for your money.
oh, so you made a piggy bank out of it.
Yeah, I made a penny make, and you can't see the hole from the front. See?
Mhm.
Pretty good there.
Yeah, it looks wonderful.
My mom hated that thing.
That's
Because if she walked out in the living room at night, it was like this head, you know, and it would scare her. And
oh, that's
so
hilarious.
it didn't stay in the living room very long.
Probably
She made me
not.
put it in the bedroom. And then when I moved out, she's like, "Don't forget your head."
Yeah. Raina says there's not any ceramic, uh, any greenware shops or kilns in her area anymore, or she would still
Yeah.
be working on pieces. Yeah, it's like now they have these ceramics on a twist or painting on a twist where you go in and do one little thing and everything's already pre-fired for you or ready for oil painting or whatever. And I'm like, where
Oh,
the days of where you got to paint on greenware, man?
yeah.
Because I loved painting on greenware. That was my little niche. I didn't like, I mean, I painted on bisque too, but I just didn't like bisque painting as much as I did greenware because you could, with greenware, you can control everything. I broke a few greenware too, getting carried away, messing with it.
Yeah.
She's like,
Actually, I'm glad not to be doing that because then I would just have too many knickknacks and stuff.
yeah,
I got enough stuff. Sorry, Teresa, it looks like Bigfoot. It could be Bigfoot.
be Bigfoot. Yeah, it's definitely unique, and I think it looks.
Yeah,
And how old did you say you were when you did that?
14.
See, there's talent there.
I
That's
still
talent.
I still have some of my sketches and stuff like that from when I was a kid,
Oh, that's really cool.
like that. Yeah.
That is super cool.
And then my first husband, you know, I went to high school with him, so we were like high school sweethearts. And I actually did all of his art projects for him.
Uh oh.
So I have that stuff too. He got an A too, by the way,
Of course he did.
of course.
Get the credit even if you didn't do it.
Yeah, that was the one thing I really did enjoy was art in school. And I was a teacher's aide in the art class
Looky you.
too. Yeah. That's what I wanted to be was an art teacher. But stuff happens. Things change.
Life gets in the way.
Yeah.
Lynette was going to go to art school when she graduated because she did a bunch of AP classes, art AP and stuff. She was doing really good with it, and then the thing with her dad happened, and that changed everything. She decided she was going to fast track and get a surgical tech license, and that's what she's been doing. And now she has a baby, and I told her she needs to get back to painting before she just completely lets go of it and never touches a brush again, you know? Because she has the talent. I mentioned to
Oh,
her, I said, you know, you could paint on fabric. Maybe you should become a fabric designer.
yeah. Denise, that's a good idea. You know, I have thought about trying to do a Google search on that head. Yeah, I know it's not George Washington, but it's like one of those people from that time.
I can't believe that matched
It was somebody in the history book.
It must have been someone that made an impression on you.
Well, only because he had a lot of wrinkles on his face. And if I was going to play with clay, you know, I wanted
Yeah.
the challenge of making wrinkles. And you would think I would have wrote the guy's name on the bottom of it.
You know, hindsight is
Maybe, let me look at it again. Maybe it could have broke off.
let's see, this is the,
No, I don't see his name.
I need to press this the other way.
He doesn't even have any eyeballs. I should have given him eyeballs. They're just, you know, empty sockets.
You know what I mean?
That is too funny.
You are probably fast. I'll show you a picture that Lynette drew. And when you look at it, you're like, okay, I get the hands part because she would, I think she has a fascination with people's hands like I do. I notice people's hands all the time. So in this drawing, you see hands in it, but you also see this creepy face right behind the hands. And it looks like the hands are over the mouth like this. But the picture is different. It's interesting the way she did it.
Huh, yeah, I'd like to see it.
If we have time, I'll go get it off my Facebook and show it to you guys.
Right. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Rain is saying Einstein, maybe. Teddy Roosevelt says, Irish quilter, hello there. Is that you, Linda? Melissa says, that's so cool, Teresa. You can put an Uncle Sam hat on him for 4th of July.
I used to draw hands and eyes a lot when I was younger too. And hands are actually one of the hardest things to draw.
That's what she told me. And I asked her about the picture. I said, why did you make it that way? She says, I don't know. I just did. I wasn't thinking she said she wasn't thinking about it when she was doing it. But it got a lot of people were looking at it at school and everything because they thought it is interesting. What is going on with this thing right here, man?
Bye, Sherry. Oh, Einstein, maybe? Yeah. Teddy Roosevelt.
All right, let's get this one done.
Put an Uncle Sam hat on him for the 4th of July. That's funny.
Yep, it is.
All right. Now, should I get it wet?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of paper that is you're painting on.
Well, they should have watercolor paper, I would hope.
Yeah. You would think so. But you
Right.
never
So
know.
the next color is blue. So they only give you like 4 colors, and some of them you have to, you know, mix.
Yeah. I have a couple of little something on here, but I'm gonna leave it alone for right now. Wait, this needs to go the other direction. Okay, now we have sets of 3 sewn together here. I'll show it to you before I start attaching everything. All I got to say is this stuff better line up like it's supposed to, because right now it doesn't look like it's going to. Okay, here's where we are so far.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
It's funny that the camera makes these little squares look huge when they're not. All right, let's start sewing it together. It's definitely a lot of pieces, and I'm wondering if I shouldn't press these seams open. They might work out better if I did. You know what? I'm gonna press these seams open. They
Okay.
might be less bulk if I do that. My brain is saying, no, don't leave it like that. Press it open. And I probably should think about using a little bit of seam stuff. Okay. It was bugging me because it wasn't laying down like I wanted it to. Okay, so here's the first one.
You know, I belong to a few long arm quilting groups on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And the other day, one of the long armers was complaining about more and more people are pressing their seams open,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes it really hard if for the long armor. But it only if they're trying to do custom quilting. So if they're trying to stitch in the ditch or something like that, and it's really hard to repair it if it's already on the long arm and it's partly long armed down already quilted, and you come along an open seam. If that seam was pressed open, it's really hard to fix it.
Do they not check to make sure there's no open seams before they put it on the long arm?
Yeah, sure they do, but you can't catch them all, you know. And it's not all of long armors provide the same service. If you send your quilt that way to be long armed, then that's what you get back.
I definitely wouldn't suggest doing any of mine with stitch in the ditch because all of mine have open seams.
Yeah, you wouldn't, you know, not
And
many
that's
people
what I
pay for
say.
custom quilting,
Yeah.
so
Well, even if
you know.
I'm going to do there's one of my quilt tops that will get custom quilted, but she's aware there's open seams, and I'm like, don't do any stitch in the ditch around them.
Well, the thing about it is, to me, you're not really you're stitching along the ditch. You're not like, but
In
I
the
could be
ditch,
wrong.
like in it, like in the
Yeah, you're
hole.
not in it. I'm not anyway.
I would hope not. I mean, I thought stitching in ditch meant you stitch next to it, not the other
That
way.
it's a good example of talking with your long armor before you.
Yeah. And and I know Sherry's going to quilt two of my quilts, and she knows all my stuff's open.
So, um,
But I make sure I don't have any open stitches anywhere on my quilt top, because that would bug me if I knew I had an open seam and I didn't bother to fix it before sending it off. That would just bug the heck out of me.
I think in the old days, they uh, pressing open was a big no-no. They didn't do it. They pressed to the dark if at all possible. It was always pressed to the dark, but it helps protect your thread. It helps protect your stitches. Um, it also helps when you're pressing. It's protecting your thread from your iron.
Robin says stitching in the ditch means in the seam itself. See? So definitely not for open stitches.
Yeah, and if you stitch in the ditch right on the seam, I can see where that can cause a problem if all of the seams are
Yep,
open.
me too. Because you're going to be mowing right over the top of the thread.
Mhm. The only time that I press open, and I long arm all my own stuff, so it doesn't really matter, is if I'm going to have a lot in the center. You know, a lot of fabrics meeting up, like in a pinwheel, you know,
Like right
although
now, the reason I'm doing open stitch on this is you should see all the seams in this thing. There's a lot of
right.
seams on it.
But I prefer to do press to the dark because I like to nest my seams. I feel like I can get more precise if I'm nesting rather than having my pressed open. But that's just me. I mean, that's the way
Yep,
I'm used to doing it.
yep. I guess it just depends on us, the person, I reckon. Zaza says she does EPP and all seams are pressed open, and it's a very old method of quilting. I just can't get my seams to line up doing nesting. They always end up out of alignment. And I don't know what I pin them, and they look aligned when I pin them, and then when I run it through the machine and then pull it out, it's misaligned.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah,
know why that is.
Robin, I would say in this group, out of the comments that I read, there was probably about 20% of the long armors that said they won't take the quilt if it's pressed open. And um,
That's their loss of money.
they just have too many problems with them. The seams break open easier, you know. So I I don't care when I have to say I don't care very much. I don't care whether you press open or not. I've done a lot of quilts for people, and um, most of the time I'm just doing an edge to edge anyway. Um,
Do you use a computer
and
course or do you do
the
it manually?
huh?
On your long arm, do you do all yours manually or do you have a computer running your edge to edge?
No, I do everything manually.
So the likelihood of you ripping a hole in between two seams probably wouldn't happen. Remember what
No,
happened to my
and they're not worried about ripping a hole between the seams. That's not what they're worried about. I don't.
You remember when I took that quilt to the Long Armor in California and she
I don't
ripped a
know
big
what they're
hole in it?
worried about, really.
Hmm? Do
Yeah.
you remember that? What happened to it?
Did they rip a hole in it?
Yeah, she had put it on the long arm and set the computer stuff in there because it was doing edge to edge, and she walked away from it.
Yeah.
And she heard the long arm make a noise, and when she came back, it had ripped a hole all the way through all three layers this long.
You
And
had an open.
it wasn't in the seam where it happened. It happened right in the middle of a block that didn't have a seam.
Huh. I wonder how she did that. I never heard of anything ever happening like that.
She told me that she was having trouble with the machine, and I said, "So you put my quilt on there knowing there was something wrong with your long arm?" And she waited till I showed up over there to tell me that she had ripped my quilt. She didn't call and say, "Hey, we have a
Huh.
problem."
Well, knock on wood, I have never ripped anybody's quilt. I have found open seams though,
Well, yeah,
which
I'm sure.
irritated the hell out of me.
Yeah, if I'm going to send something to someone, I'm going to make sure there's no open seams. I
Yeah,
double check everything.
please do that, everybody.
Yeah,
Double
double
check
check
your
your stuff.
seams.
Yep.
Double check. And um, because, I always look through the whole quilt prior, um, but I don't always catch them. They're easy to miss. They're really easy to miss. And
You can easily miss them if the fabric's turned in just the right way that splits there, and you're seeing fabric, not seeing the split because it's the same color as, along that seam or something.
mhm. I
Because
just
when I
know it's a lot easier to fix if all your seams are pressed to the dark side.
yeah, makes sense. Not saying that.
So what I've had to do is, because the quilt was, more than halfway quilted on the long arm, I couldn't take it off and,
Yeah,
you know, is I had to glue both sides down, and then I hand stitched that seam. And my stitches were so tiny, you really couldn't, you had to look really hard to see it.
yeah.
And then I continued on with the quilting, but there are some long armors that just won't even fix it. They'll
I've
just
heard,
keep on
yeah, I've
quilting
heard
and,
that
and,
before.
and then mark it for you and say, you had an open seam, sorry.
You can do. I didn't want. Uh-oh. We have to fix this part.
So I would always check with your long armor and see what their policies are, because they're all different. There's nothing standard. Prices aren't standard. Quilting's not
No.
standard. You know, I think it's important to go to the long armor's place and look at their previous work.
See, I never would
And
have
I
thought I
mean,
would have had a rip in mine. She had already quilted one of them for me, and then I took the second one down there. When I got down there, that's when she told me it got ripped. I
yeah,
was upset because it was one of my stronger together quilts,
yeah,
and batiks are not cheap.
right.
And all she
So,
could say is, "I'm sorry." She didn't. It was like she didn't care.
so what did you do? Did you put an applique over it?
I have an applique to put over it, but I don't know how to do it. I bought enough of an applique kit to do front and back side of it. I just don't know how to do it yet. Someone's gonna have to walk me through doing applique because I've never done it. But I do have something to put over the hole because it went all the way through, and you can actually see the rip.
Oh, her needle and thread got stuck and in her bobbin area, probably like
Yep,
jammed up, and then
that's what it
but the
sounded
machine
like
was still
happened.
trying to, so the needle probably cut the fabric.
It did. It was the needle
Yeah.
that tore it looked like somebody had stuck a very sharp object and just kind of run it across so you could see the rip. And at the same time, there was a bit of raveling where it ripped it. And the hole is bigger on the front side of it than it is on the back side of it, which is very strange. So it sounds like it got caught.
Yeah.
And it definitely wasn't in a seam where it got caught.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me. Like when, for some reason, when I'm at the end of the bobbin, it got stuck in the bobbin case.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I'm driving the machine so I could feel it and stop right away.
Yep.
And this was on my own quilt anyway. But if I would have had a computer doing it, I could see where that would have caused a problem.
Yeah, she should have never walked away from it. She was off doing other things and left it running and unattended. So by the time she heard a noise, it was too late.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I didn't give her a hard time. I asked her, I said, well, when did this happen? A few days ago. And I said, you didn't pick up the phone and call me? Say, I need you to come to the shop. That's what irritated me. She didn't even call me and tell me she had ripped it or that I needed to come see her. She we set a date for me to come pick it up. And when I showed up there, then she told me.
Yeah, and she should have offered you a way to repair it, you know.
Yeah, she didn't. That's why I'm like,
Because
oh,
if it would have been me, I would have tried to fix it the best I could
yeah.
for you with your input, you know.
Because I didn't have a clue how I was going to fix it.
Right.
Because I'm still, as you've heard me say, I'm still a newbie. These things I still got to learn how to do.
I did a few quilts for a gal that the quilts were really old,
Mm-hmm.
that their father had done years ago.
Yeah.
And there were some quite a few bad spots, you know.
Uh,
And I told her, I said, I can still go ahead and quilt around this, but I think what we need to do is, or you, if you want me to do it, I can, is put a little applique on here, like a little red heart or something like that, you know? And so that's what we did. Wherever there was something really bad that couldn't be fixed otherwise, we put a little red heart or a little pink heart or
yeah.
whatever color and
I
just
bought some
applicate it.
I bought some dragonfly appliques to put over it. So, and the way you put them on there, it wouldn't have mattered because think, oh, that would be part of the quilt.
Right.
I just don't know how to put them on there and then how to sew them. I know I need to sew the one on the back first. And then put the one that's going to go on the front on last because it's going to be the bigger of the two. I know that much, but that's about all I know about it. Or what I think should be done anyway. Okay, here's one side of it. Let's get this other side on. Let's see what happens. I'm having to I had to rip out one seam over here to realign it a little bit, but it's going together and I'm satisfied with it. You should have made some efforts to she should have made some efforts to compensate. Yeah,
Yeah.
my biggest thing was we all know batiks are not cheap. She could have said, hey, I'll just give you a such and such amount of money or whatever for the ruin of that part of it. I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't even know what I wanted out of it. I think I wanted empathy out of her and I didn't get it. If that makes sense. Because I'm not a mean person and I didn't give her a hard time about it, but she acted what the way she came off, she acted like she didn't care. That's what bugged me about the whole thing. And most quilters care about when they quilt someone's quilt. Unless I'm wrong about that. What do you guys think?
Well, the kiddies are lining up for the parade.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
And then there's a kiddie softball.
When they do the parade, do they have horses in the parade?
Yes, sometimes, yeah. And carts and go-karts and four-wheelers and then there's an adult softball game tonight. The town against the Forest Service people.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Yeah. I wanted to go watch it, but it's going to be kind of chilly. I don't know if I could. I might have to put long johns on.
Will it be chilly during the day tomorrow for what's going on tomorrow?
It's supposed to be a little bit warmer tomorrow, so.
Well, it might be a good time to go then, at least until you get cold anyway, and then come home. It'd be worth going to check it out. There's supposed to be a town meeting here on Sunday. I wish Nikolai was home because the discussion's going to be about doing some things that gives children more things to do along with adults. And there's discussion about putting in a skate park for one thing, which will be good for these young people so they have something to do. And I don't know what they're talking about when it relates to adults, but I wish someone would talk about putting a bowling alley back, because putting a bowling alley in, because Nikolai said when he was a kid that we're actually one here at one point or another. And if they had a bowling alley, I would go do that.
Yeah.
Because I used to bowl and I like bowling, but you know. And I also want to see if we can start up a fiber arts club where it involves everybody, all forms of art. And maybe we can meet once a month, you know, and do things together. I would like to teach sewing, but can't teach sewing without sewing machines. Are you saying she acted perfunctory? I am, Denise. Oh, speaking of the poll, we might as well talk about the poll now. We're pretty far in. Okay, what word means the same as perfunctory? And I bet I just butchered that bad. I put up for option 1 was aware, option 2 is hateful, option 3 is indifferent, and option 4 is conscientious. 14% chose aware, 0% chose hateful, 64% chose indifferent, sorry, and 21% chose conscientious. And the winner is indifferent. That's what it means. And Denise hit it right on the nail. That's right. She acted perfunctory.
Yeah.
She didn't care.
Which is too bad because she lost a client, and then you're not going to recommend her. So she,
nope.
That could be 10 more clients right there.
Yep. And she was the only quilt shop in that town she's in, which makes it even worse.
That makes more sense now, too.
Yep, because finding quilt shops in Central California, I can't believe how hard it is. I mean, I think there was only 1 or 2 in Fresno, and Fresno, you know, that's quite a drive to Fresno. Well, not bad, not like driving to San Francisco. San Francisco takes like 3 hours, something like that. She was only like 30 minutes up the road. She had nice fabric in the store. I bought batiks from her, and before all this happened. I learned a lesson.
Yeah.
Be careful who you use to do your quilting. I am having a time with this thing, man. Melissa says, I don't remove which I voted for. You don't remember. Okay, got you. Hey, Vicky. I figured that that word might tease a few of you if you've never heard it before. I've heard it on news before, but not recently. But when I got to thinking, what word can I come up with? And I'm like, oh yeah, let's try this word. Since we're experiencing so much indifference in our world these days, you know what I mean? But that wasn't why I chose it. It just I think it's an interesting word. And if I could think of that other really big word that I like, I will bring that up on there at some point as soon as I can remember how to spell the darn thing. But it's a very cool word. There used to be a lot of people use that word for the longest time when I was a young adult. I'm like, oh, I got to go home and look up that word. And when I looked it up, I'm like, oh, that's what it means. I love definition of words. Vicky Bush says, hi, Teresa.
Hello.
All right, we're about to sew this last on, and let's hope it goes together the way it's supposed to, and I don't have to rip a seam again. It'd be nice if I didn't have to realign a seam. Forgetting that sometimes when you have where you have a square that's going to be like an outline square, that there's always potential for failure. I'm talking about this part right here. That pink part, you see that? There's always potential for that not lining up.
Yeah.
Oh, what just happened? Gotta watch this seam, man. Uh-oh, we're about to get caught in thread. All right, let's see what happened with this seam. If we got to do any fixing. I think I'm gonna have to fix something. Maybe. Nope. Okay, let me get this pressed and then I'll show it to y'all. How's your painting going?
Okay.
All right. We're almost there. Whew. This one took a little hot minute to make, didn't it? All right. All right, here we are. This is the star crossover block number 14. Hey, Mona.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Hi, Mona.
Can y'all see the this color right here at all?
Kind of, yeah.
Maybe I should have used a more brilliant color right there or something, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep.
It's pretty.
Thank you.
Wow, very difficult block.
Yeah, no kidding. When I started cutting all the pieces, I'm like, oh, I must have been a glutton for punishment. So what I'm going to do
Definitely.
is I'm going to hang this up with the other ones, and then I'm going to take this camera down that I just moved aside, and I'm going to show you what everything's looking like, and you'll see what I mean about it getting scrappier looking as time goes by with all these blocks.
Okay. And here's my bird so far.
Hang on, let me spotlight you so everybody can see. And while you're doing that, I'll pin everything up. There you go. Oh, that looks great. Wow, Teresa.
Just coming along.
Yes, it is. I hope
Quite
everybody. Go ahead. Sorry.
very challenging. First, because I've never painted with watercolors.
Yep. Denise says, nice work as usual. You are better than a confident beginner. Yeah. When I learn certain skills that I still don't know how to do, then maybe I can say, can everybody tell I'm fixing to spotlight this other camera of mine? And I need to know if you can see my hand.
I can see your hand, but let me wait a second
Now
for
I
the
want to
YouTube.
know if the because yesterday when I was trying to use this camera, a few people said they couldn't see it. So let me know if you can see this. Mona says
Yeah.
yes. Melissa says yes. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera so you can see all these blocks, all 14 of them together. but they're not, they're in the order that we've done them. Oh, I'm trying to see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. There you go. See how colorful it's turning out to be?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very scrappy.
Yep. Pretty cool.
So all 14 blocks are up there now. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Judy. Okay, well, I wanted you to see that. So I added this one. You see, I added green because I hadn't used any green, but I'm going to keep on adding color as I go along with this, and it should come out the way I'm hoping, which is super scrappy. As far as how I'm going to lay out the blocks in the layout, I don't know yet. I'll think, because I have like this very rich color down here along with this one over here. It may turn out that I make, and then I have a rich one right here also. Maybe if I end up with a fourth one that is similar to that, I might use those like on the corners, one on each corner of the layout. I don't know. Or I may do all hot colors where it goes in a diagonal and then all cool colors on the other side of it. I don't know. Haven't figured that out yet. And I also have to figure out what kind of color sashing I'm going to use when I do start setting up the layout. So there you go.
You're doing a great job with those.
I'm really enjoying this a lot. When it first started out, I wasn't sure how it was going to be received. Well, yeah, received. That's a good word. Because I had said that, this is going to be a long sew. I wasn't going to hurry up and get a bunch of blocks done all at once. And Raina says she would like to cross stitch or embroider that bird on a spool.
Yeah.
I think it would look great. So anyway, okay. Do y'all want to see the drawing I was talking about from my daughter? Because we have time to do that before I get off the live while you're painting. Sure. Let me go hunt it on Facebook real quick. Hold on. I have to go to my Facebook to find it because I got all her artwork in a folder on my Facebook.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, everybody.
I love your watercolors. Beautiful so far. And you said it looks wonderful for someone who hasn't painted in a while. Actually, for anybody who painted. That didn't come out right, darn it. You knew what I meant, right?
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't come out right the way I meant it to come out. Dadgummit. Sometimes I get tongue-tied. All right, where is that art folder at?
It looks pretty good for somebody who's never watercolored before.
Yeah, but you oil paint it. Now figure if you can oil paint, you can watercolor.
But it's totally different because you got to see watercolor. You got to think about preserving your light area.
Yeah.
Because you can't bring the light back,
Yeah.
Well, I suppose you could. There might be a way, but I don't know how to do it. Go grab some oil paints and cover it. And with oil painting, you start with the dark. Usually.
You still there? Yeah, sorry.
I am. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I'm looking for the picture. And then if y'all want to see more of her pictures, just somebody say something. And some of them are from her younger days, and some of them are a progression over time. And then there is also, here it is. There's also a couple of paintings that she did after her father passed away. They're all tied together. So I don't know if y'all are interested in seeing that or not. Okay, now let me go back to Zoom. Teresa.
Oh.
Wait, I'm trying to think how to do this because I need to see the chat at the same time. That's kind of hard to do. Let me know when you see this.
Oh, wow.
See what I mean? Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy?
yeah, it's kind of scary.
I saw that and I'm like, my gosh, what the world? Let me see. What is everybody saying? Let me look. Do y'all want to
Well,
see?
she did a really good job. Is
Keep talking. I'm listening.
so to me, it's like somebody trying to keep somebody from speaking, you know.
Yep. That's what I took it as, is someone being silenced. Um, let me, we'll keep going. Wait a minute. I'm going to skip some stuff. This one was for her AP class. And this clock is an actual clock that was in downtown Jacksonville. It was built in 1870 something. A bus hit it and shattered it. And then the jewelry store bought the clock and rebuilt the whole thing. And I took a photograph of it. She did the painting of it in her own colors. So this
Oh,
was one
wow.
of her AP classes. So I have the photograph I took, and then she's got the painting she did.
Right. Very
And
nice.
this is,
Oh, I
I
saw
think,
that lady
yeah,
one.
yeah, you saw. Some have seen it, and some haven't. This is part of that series that she was doing for after her dad passed. Let me find the main painting of that. This is the model. Her name is Melanie. And then let me go find the finished painting. Here she is painting on it. Where is the rest of this painting at? Go away. Uh-oh. Where'd it go? Hold on. Here it is. Sorry. She got commissioned to do this. She was paid to do this. And by a man in France that I was friends with. And then he turned around and he gifted it to Melanie. So Melanie and Michael have this painting of my daughters hanging on their wall in their house. My mom saw this and she says, why is she using dark colors? I don't know what she finds. I don't know what she thought was so dark about it.
Hmm.
I don't see it as dark. I see someone using lots of color, which, you know, anyway, I thought
Yeah,
I'd share.
which you're all about, lots of color, huh?
Yeah, and she's been using color like this since she had crayons in her hands at 3 years old.
Yeah.
Take and do these crazy colors, and when her first art piece was put in an art show, and I got approached, it was put in the school main offices as an art show, and I went to the art show, and a man approached me, and he told me who he was. It was some famous artist, but do I remember who he was? No. But he said, how long has your daughter been, because the piece that she had in the art show was crayons and coloring pencils. And he asked me, he says, how long has she been doing color that way and the way she did it since she was 3? And he said, you didn't teach her to use a color like that? No. So she's had no training using color that way. Nope. And he told me that when someone can use color that way, it comes from inside because you
Yeah.
can't teach it. And she just, and she hasn't painted in a long time. We painted together when we did that one thing when I was in, I guess, in Florida in 2017, the one where I had the flying bird going through the sky. I think I showed that to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was, that was the last time I think she's picked up a brush. All right, Mona says, have a great night. Raina says she likes the clock painting. Teresa, your painting is looking great, exactly like the original. Good job. Yeah, it
Thank you.
looks wonderful. Okay, so are you going to try to finish it in the next day or so?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I want to see it when you get it finished. Does anyone have any questions about this block?
It's almost done.
Now you're close. But they're right. It would make a great cross stitch or a applique like you were talking about.
Yeah, I think I would like to do it in applique.
Okay. Tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's me, not Sean, sorry. It's me, Ian of Off Kilter Crafter, and John from Guys Craft 2, and we're all going to sew together tomorrow. So y'all come and join us for some fun. That's what the plan is. And Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, it'll be me and Sean doing Star Climber, because we didn't even get together last month to work on that. So that kind of fell in the cracks last month. And on Tuesday, if nothing changes, I'll have my next once a month crochet live that'll have Amanda from Scraptastic Crocheter, Andy from Crafty Witch 232, Shonda from Under the Needle, and maybe Teresa if she's not busy, because you said you crochet. So
Yeah.
I have some stuff I'm going to show you guys on the Crochet Live of some very ancient crochet books. I think that'll be fun showing those. And we're just going to crochet and talk and have a good time. And you'll get to see Andy probably making something creepy again. He's been on a roll lately, and she's teaching her husband how to crochet. So they help her because she sells a lot of her stuff she makes.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be great if he's able to learn a lot of the things. And it makes it's tempted me to challenge Nikolai for another challenge. He did so. Let's do a crochet challenge. See what he does with it. It'd be fun.
She is so good at making things.
And she was on someone's live last night. I can't think of the channel name. I'm going to ask her about it. But she was also she was doing a different kind of origami. Oh my God, these girls or these women, sorry, I should not say girls. They have talent. It's such talent,
Yeah.
because I've never tried to do an origami. Now I have a llama I want to do, and I bought yarn to do it with, but have I started it?
No.
Yeah. Thank you for coming and sewing with me.
Oh,
Sherry says it's the Spoony Stitcher. Yes, that's who it was. Thank you for piping up and telling us, because I couldn't think of her channel name. It was a different name I hadn't seen before, and she has quite a following. She has almost 6,000 subscribers on her channel, so she's apparently been around for a little while, and I just never heard of her. So I'm gonna see if I can't meet her and see if we can't bring her in on a live too, with the rest of the crocheting stuff. So, see what happens. Thank you for coming tonight, Teresa.
Well, thanks for having me. I had fun. It was fun.
You want to tell them one more time about your channel before we jet on out of here?
Sure.
I know. Same old thing, right?
My channel's name is Teresa Louise. I quilt too. And yeah, come on over. I do lives on Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or thereabouts. Sometimes I start a little early. Sometimes I don't go on at all. It's just, how I feel about it. So anyway, yeah. I do quilting, collage art, long arm.
I think you have a whole open repertoire at your disposal.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What do they call that?
Multi-talented.
jack of all trades, master of none, something like that. But thanks for having me on, Katie. I appreciate
Yeah,
it. It was
thank you
good to
for
see
coming.
all of you in the chat.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Remember to live, laugh, love, and dream. What do you do with that? You make something beautiful. All right. Good night, everyone. See you on tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, your time, but tomorrow night, my time. So, anyway, bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Nap time.
Hey, I want to read something to you. You weren't here when I read